Hello everyone and welcome back to Those Band Geeks Play Luigi's Mansion. Now, for those of you who've been a long-time viewer of my channel, you would remember back in like 2014, me and Nick did a co-op playthrough of this where we switched off the controller. And this is just me kind of going back and doing something I wish I could have done better. And, well, let's go ahead and get started the same way we did last time in File 2. Now, for those of you who remember back, we did this on Nick's old computer, and his, microphone quality was god-awful. But, as you can see again, we are using the same emulation, and you can see how Luigi's Mansion, or Luigi's face just does not want to cooperate in this cutscene. Now, going on into the mansion, we have another thing to point out that I literally just found out about. Also, fun fact, those crows, sometimes they will glitch out as well. I don't know why it does that, but I guess it's just like the emulator I'm using. Yeah. Hello? Welcome to the mansion. There's going to be a shortcut scene, then we get control of Luigi. A couple things to point out. We do have a health bar in here. Health bar can go down when we interact with, spoilers, ghosts. And yeah, I also like how Luigi just does not care about this giant thing in front, like, you know, not an ominous pulsating door with thorns all over it. And yeah, when we're moving around, we can move around with one joystick and control our flashlight with the other. We can call to Mara using A, and we can turn our flashlight off using whatever corresponding button this is. When we try to open up this door, we notice it's locked and we hear a thing. We hear a thing! And then we get to go back down, and now there's just a floating key. Now, this is the bravest you will see Luigi throughout the entire thing. This does not face him. Like, he's just kind of there. And he sees this ghost, this like orange pulsating light go, and then go through the door. And then afterwards, he's just like, oh yeah, you know what? Let's go follow that. Also, fun fact, when you look here, you can see his flashlight is just kind of hovering behind him. This is because when you go and get the main thing called the Poltergeist 5000, or 3000, I don't know what number it is anymore, too many Luigi's Mansion games. That's usually where he places the flashlight. Alright, and back to Luigi being brave. We're going to go into here. Ignore the shaky hand. And, well... We get to meet this old man. Look at him, running around with a little vacuum on his back. Vacuum's almost as big as he is, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's also one powerful vacuum. I mean, could you imagine just, like, being drugged around by a vacuum that you're carrying, and then just getting socked in the face? That'd be a horrible thing. But anyway, we're going over to console him. Ouch! Oof, I sure take a lot of knocks in this line of work. Getting too old for this ghost-catching tomfoolery. Anyway, it's nice to meet you. I'm Professor Egad. This house, I swear, it seems to have more ghosts every day. What a young feller like you doing around here, anywho? I don't know. But they don't like us here. Uh-oh, this looks ugly. Alright, youngster, look lively. Follow me, post haste. And now we're back in his lab. And he's going to talk to us, give us some stuff, and he's like, oh yes, this is where I do my ghost study. Professor Egad's Ghost Research Laboratory. The lab if you have a shortening mind. And he calls us dumb. I mean, like, come on. And he's like, okay, so you won this mansion. And this is like the entire story. So essentially, we get here, we were given this thing being like, oh yeah, you won a mansion that you never even entered in. There's this contest, you won it, have this mansion. And we were like, oh yeah, you should go and go visit this place. So Mario goes along, and all of a sudden this is him being like, oh yeah, no, this dude didn't return. And Luigi's like, hey yo, that's my brother. And yeah, so this is the entire thing. He's going to teach us how to catch ghosts to rescue our brother. And now you know the entire plot. So here we get to choose our control settings. I'm going to play in standard because I really don't like sidestep. But as you can see, there's a whole bunch of stuff here. And yeah. It's Poltergeist 3000. Dang. Alright, so we can vacuum like this and use our C to change just like we can with the flashlight. And yeah. So now we get to catch some ghosts. Whoop! So you stun them with your flashlight and then you run around and you run the opposite way of them in order to try and catch it. He says something about like the ghost heart, and as you can see, each time we stun the ghost, it shows. Oh, I messed that up. That was dumb. I think that's the first time I've messed up. Like that's the easy one. Oh no! I'm bad! I'm bad! He's bad. We're bad. There we go. See, even EGAT's laughing at me here. And you can see he's just kind of like jamming. So, you do kind of get graded by the end of this. And... oh! Let's try and get as many as we can. Oh no, I missed! There we go. I was trying to show off that you can get more than one. But it didn't quite work. Catching ghosts using means of the flashlight and the Poltergeist 3000 as a team. So this is like the essential gameplay that we're going to have through here. And I only got 6. That's bad. But we still got our fireworks, so we're good. And we're not going to go to the gallery just yet. Instead, we're going to go to the mansion to try and get some redemption for our friend, EGAT. He's going to wave us off as we go, and we're going to go ahead and walk back into this mansion again, willingly. And from here, it's like Luigi's never seen a ghost before. He's like, oh yeah, that first encounter doesn't faze me, but all other encounters with ghosts are going to terrify me shitless. And, with that being said... oh, where'd you go, Mario? Oh, Luigi! Oh, wow, Luigi, you made it! Oh, joy! Thank goodness! Me? Well, Princess Peach asked me to come here to look for Mario. He left when you heard you want a mansion, and he never returned. Well, when I arrived here, the mansion was full of ghosts. I didn't see Mario anywhere, and I kind of freaked out a little bit. I didn't know what to do, and it's been awful. That voice is horrible. I'm sorry y'all had to hear it. Anyway, Toad's here. And, well, we're going to be like, oh yes, we'll save Mario. We got it. And with that, that kind of completes the room, quote unquote. So, a big mechanic in Luigi's Mansion is completing rooms and moving on. And whenever you complete a room, you'll see the lights turn on. And now that we have Toad here, we can save. I'm not going to save now for purposes of recording, just in case I mess something up. And yeah, let's go ahead and go on. If you try to go into some of these other rooms, you'll find nothing. There's not even a door over here. There is some gold though. And you try to open this door, it's a nada. So the only choice you really have to go into is the spooky room with the ghost. Spoiler, that's going to be a lot of rooms. But looking around, we see there is, like, money everywhere. Like, you know, he might have said that we won a mansion in a contest, and it might have been a trap, but man, like, are we going to be taking advantage of that? And that brings me to, like, the big thing, which is this game's completion isn't by, like, how many ghosts you catch. It's about how much money you get at the end of this. So, there is a tier system in which you have a certain amount of money, you have to collect to get up to all the tiers. Now, I can't really remember right now what all of it are, but I will at some point tell you all. But for now, I don't think we have anything else, so why don't we go ahead and do what we're supposed to do and suck out the weird fire. Who put out my candles? Was it you, Mr. Lime Green?
The dark rooms are dangerous around here, yes.
They love the dark, and now they will get you, Bluehead. Oh, now you're in for it, Blugog. Oh, just like that red cap before you. May you wander in the lost darkness forever. Are you afraid of the dark, little man? Are you, huh? Blah! Here they are now. And then it's just the same person that we fought over and over again. This is like the standard ghost. I want to say... Oh man, I don't remember the names. Oh no, what are the names? Dang, I'm remembering Dark Moon's names. Like, you know, you have the, you have Greenies. You have... Well, apparently all I can remember is Greenies. Anyway, just like... All I can remember here is a certain ghost, so we'll meet in the next room. But just like before, we completed a room, lights turned on, and this time we get a chest. A blue chest. And it's going to contain a key! And we can see where the key go to. So, we can go ahead and continue moving on. Keeping on, keeping on. Keeping on, moving on, keeping on, keeping on. And yeah. I just noticed you can actually see Luigi's hand, like, in the reflection of the doorknob. Huh. I don't think I ever noticed that before. I also don't think I've ever noticed, like, the ghost noises in the background. Ooh! Bam-ba-dam-ba-dam. Woo! Okay, there's one. They drop heart. This is the only thing I remember. It's called a purple puncher. There we go. There's my one ghost I remember. Let's give them names. You know what? This guy, Pac-Man ripoff. Oh no! Oh, he didn't like Pac-Man ripoff. He hit me in the face. Would you prefer I call you like what's the yellow one? Is it Blinky? Oh. Blinky, Inky. Oh man, I don't know anymore. But now we have a purple puncher and a Blinky! Ah! I got hit. They like to hit you in the face. But yeah, welcome to the gameplay. This is it. This is what we do. We sit around, we collect money, we fight ghosts, we suck them into our vacuums, we give them a weird time, we find gold bars, and yeah. The reason I chose to play this game, well, for one, I wanted to get back into Let's Playing. I haven't done those in a while. I think the last complete Let's Play I did... Huh. What is the last complete Let's Play I did? Anyway, if that doesn't prove my point, I don't know what will. But with that being said, I've been wanting to get back into it because, well, for one, I enjoy them. I enjoy putting time into them, and this is a game that I could go and do and not really have to worry about that much. By the way, something to bring up here. Let me... Cool. Okay. Have everything aimed up. Open this door. No! 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 Oh, that's tempting to restart. I can get it later. I can get it later. That's right. That's right. Okay. So what that was called a Speedy Spirit. And what Speedy Spirits do is... Oh my gosh. There we go. What Speedy Spirits do is, if you catch them, they give you an absolute crap ton of money. Oh my gosh. Ah! They give you an absolute crap ton of money that really, I mean, it's just gonna be, it's absolutely... Hey, stop this, you good sir. I'm doing such a bad job. I swear I'm not normally that bad at this game. There we go. Really? 69. Nice. Alright, I can't lose any health. This is it. Okay, cool. We're getting back into the swing of things there. But like I was saying, I don't remember the last time I Let's Played. I always enjoyed doing them. This one I don't really have a plan on. I kind of just thought, like, you know, in a whim, oh hey, this would be a fun idea to do. And yeah, now we're here. Dang it, I lost my 69. I'm doing so bad. Like, dang. Oh yeah, there's some in the closets. I forget about it. Whoa! But as I forget what I was saying, yes, let's play. We'll do it some more. So look forward to some more of these, and every episode after this one's going to be a little bit more planned out. Like I said, this is like, it's like 4 in the morning my time, and I just kind of decided, hey, why not? Let's go ahead and do it. And if you're wondering what's on the other side of this, it's nothing more than Toad. And you talk to him, and he's like, oh hey, look, you found me, I feel so much better now, ha ha ha. And yeah, he gives you like a big thumbs up. If you talk to him again, he'll let you save. It's just another save point for you getting to the end of this. And we'll keep on keeping on. The key led us back to the door that's in the foyer. Or foyer. Foyer? 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 Foyer, foyer. Foyer. Foyer? Foyer. Foyer. Oh! And we get a call from Yagat. Oh, and he is telling us that there are some strong ghosts, some gallery ghosts, that things we would have known if we had actually gone into the gallery. And he's going to talk to us about how there are some boss ghosts. So, why don't we unlock the door to the hallway of nightmares? Ooh, money. Oh. Oh. Money. Money. Money, 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 money. Ah! Anyway, that was a trapdoor. They're everywhere. You can tell that they're not a door because they don't shake. And yeah, there are now, like, additions of ghost mice. They're here. And yeah. Why don't we go ahead and go into this first room? The music stopped. Ah! Look! Look! Knowledge hurts! And we see a rocking chair. And then we see a fine young gent. Sitting here, enjoying himself. Until we come along! I'm like actually concentrating because I've been doing so bad. Okay, 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 okay. There's no way I can do this. No way, no way, no way. Boom! One try! Oh, that feels so good. Okay. Okay, so essentially what just happened was that was technically our first boss ghost. And... ooh, hold on, what is it? And in doing that, I just essentially perfected that ghost. Which I don't think I do often. Oh no, can I not get this yet? Aw, dang. Okay. Well, that would do something called a golden mouse, or get me something called a golden mouse. And those, like Speedy Spirits, also lead to a lot of money. And we get to see our next area is just right down the hall. I love how like the ambiance, like the noise that's as you're playing through is like all the backing tracks to the main melody because you have Luigi here singing and humming the melody. And actually, as I just noticed this, there's a ghost in the room. You get to hear they're humming along with you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get this fan a twirling of the fan. And it's going to yield to a buttload of money. Literally money everywhere. Like, I wish I could just go to an abandoned house. Like, I don't even care if there is ghosts in there. Like, if there is this much money in this house, we're going. I'm going. Oh, another gold bar. Yeah. So, the trick with this one is you have to open it up. There's a window there. You can see Toad is there. And she's like, oh dear, what a draft. And then you flush it. I said, you open up this window and she's like, oh dear, what a draft. Oh. And then you get her. Alright, we'll see if we can get her too. I don't know if I can. Oh, I definitely will not be able to. Oh, maybe. No! Alright, well, let's try again. Alright, so that might not have been a perfect run, but we still did pretty good. No health lost. You can tell something's a perfect run is because in the in the corner where you see all the pearls, you see that one that's the biggest one. You only get that if you get what's considered a perfect run. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, those are the biggest, like, non-gemstone items you can get. And with that, we have the crying of a child. And an interesting key. Oh, we don't have the interesting key. Sorry. That's a spoiler. Beans. We are now in the nursery. I forgot the name. Oh, it's up in the corner. But while we're in the nursery, we get to look at some of my favorite dialogue things. Hold on. If we are to go into first-person mode and select the picture of the kid... Now, that's just not my style. Yeah, you're right. Way to go. Way to go, Luigi. You tell him up here. So we see this big thing, and we see this child here, just chilling. And if we are to play with his rocking toy, we thoroughly piss him off. And he's like, hey, want to play with me? And I'm like, oh, okay. Now, his thing of playing is not fun. It's different than our playing, because we shoot him in the face with the ball. And he stops playing. And he's like, you know what? I had enough. And, well, we done fucked up. Welcome to the senior year nightmares. Area 1 boss, Chauncey. Very cute, very deadly, and very annoyed. So starting off Chauncey's boss fight, he's gonna go ahead and send out like these big things. All you want to do is just stop the rocking horses. I don't know why I called them big things. You want to stop. He's gonna aim at you. You run the other way, and that's basically how this boss fight's gonna go. But when he does this, you're gonna do the same thing that you did to kind of get him into this fight, which is pop in the face, and that's going to reveal his health bar, and then you go. Now, as far as I know, it is impossible to one-cycle a area boss. And for those of you who don't know how this goes, wow, he's just dragging me around, man. Okay, that was actually really good. We actually almost got him down to half health. Yeah, hold on. I am just running around, make sure I don't hit. But as I was saying before, it's impossible to one-cycle these area bosses, and you know that's okay. Because I believe the area bosses, their health rate, their ranking goes off of what your health is. So if you get hit, that kind of depletes your rating. And we'll see. For those of you who don't know, if you're kind of confused at what I meant by area boss. That's because Luigis Mansion is split up in these areas. I believe there are 5 in total, including the final one. And each one has its own boss and area. Oh, come on. Come on! Come on! Rude! Okay. Each area has its own boss, and each area progressively gets longer, with area 1 essentially being the longest. Now that we're in the kind of fun thing, these wrecking horses are going to get a lot faster. And yeah, that's about it. Oh, he's going to send 2 of us once, and that was my bad. I so ran straight into that. Okay. Hey buddy, you want the ball? Have ball. Alright. And there we go. So, that's kind of how most things are going to be going. We're running through completing areas. Each area will get progressively longer and progressively harder. And at the end of each area, you will get this certain key. This is the Key of Hearts. And I said there's 5 areas, but there's 4 keys to collect, with the 5th area leading to the final boss. And each one is going to be based off of a suit in cards. So there's the heart, the ace, the club, and the spade. And each time we go into a boss fight, you guys going to be like, oh, hey, you know, that's crazy. Like, I lost contact with you. Are you alright? And he's going to bring you back. And you empty out your poltergust, and then he shows you what rankings you got for each thing. So let's go ahead and see. We get this. This is the Ghost Portificationizer. It allows us to turn ghosts we catch into paintings. Not only that, it works in reverse, which is how this entire game happened, in case you're wondering. Basically, he makes this beautiful machine to capture all these malicious ghosts. He hides them in his gallery. Well, he doesn't hide them. He shows them off in his gallery. And then one day, one ghost, who I cannot spoil, because it's the main boss, goes, oh hey, this works in reverse too? And releases all the ghosts. And that's that. But not only that, this looks like a horrifying process. Like, you take a ghost, and then you get shoved into a painting. So that's a silver rating on Chauncey. That's okay. A gold rating on Neville. And I'm guessing a silver. Yep, and a silver rating on... I forget her name, but we're about to find out. Now I've caught Neville, Lydia, and Chauncey. 2 silvers and a gold isn't that bad. Lydia should not have been a silver, it should have been a gold. I knew that. But here we get to see our our total amount of money. I almost said stat total. And all of these things are stuff we haven't figured out yet. So we now, literally in like 20 minutes, are a millionaire. So just that's beautiful. And it is at this point I'm going to end the episode. I think I'm going to shove this, kind of try and chop this up into by areas. So there should be 5 episodes in total. But yes, I hope you all enjoyed. Next time commentary will be a little bit more smooth because I'll have things to talk about. This one was out on a limb. But if you did enjoy, go ahead and like the video and then subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me. Until next time, I'll see ya.